it looks like a mist, but actually was reflecting it off the sword. So you could come back and watch this. Boom, in the back. Pulls out the finger pistol. Spirit gun. And no more choke. Hey guys, welcome to the MK the DJ channel here, where today we will be reacting to Yusuke versus Ichigo death battle. As far as my predictions, I'm hoping for my main man Yusuke. I watched Yu Hakusho like my third ever anime, so it has a pretty special place in my heart. But from what I've seen about Bleach scaling, I haven't seen Bleach, but from what I've seen about Bleach scaling, it's not looking great for Yusuke. But we're still hoping for the win.
Ichigo Kurosaki versus Yusuke Urameshi.
The GOAT.
The substitute Shinigami of Bleach versus the spirit detective of Yu Yu Hakusho. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
We're hoping for you.
Tell me, Boomstick, what happens when we die?
Endless nothingness? Jeez, man, I don't know. We just started.
Our souls are ferried by Shinigami, gods of death, in an eternal cycle of death and rebirth.
That was my second guess.
And when a soul goes astray, warped by evil and regret, it's a Shinigami's job to purify such violent hollows and send them off to the realm of the dead, the Soul Society.
Works great till it doesn't. Enter Ichigo Kurosaki, whose tragic...
That was a nice graphic.
Works great till it doesn't. Enter Ichigo Kurosaki, whose tragic
name Ichigo Kurosaki, age 29, height 5'11", 181 centimeters, weight 66 kgs, 145 occupations, substitute Shinigami translator, candidate to replace Soul King, trained by Urohara Yoriichi, the Wizard, Ishin, Squad Zero, likes chocolate, Shakespeare, Orihime. The Japanese name can be read as strawberry. Oh, that's interesting.
Anime backstory came way too early when his mom was killed by a hollow. Reason number one why you should never want your kid to be the anime protagonist.
Left with his grief, young Ichigo was crushed under the weight of survivor's guilt.
So he lashed out the only way he knew how, beating people up.
But this wound began to heal when he found his calling, upon meeting a Shinigami named Rukia. To stop a powerful hollow, she gave Ichigo her powers, rousing unseen potential within.
Boom! Just like that, Ichigo's a Shinigami.
Substitute Shinigami. To carry out his duties, Ichigo sheds his body for an invisible one made of spirit. Shinigami. To carry out his duties, Ichigo sheds his body for an
Do you think normal people can see a Soul Reaper? A Soul Reaper is a supernatural entity. You can only be seen by other spiritual entities.
Visible one made of spiritual matter
into Reishi, or spirit particles, which are the main component of Konpaku Reishi spiritual matter.
Called Reishi. He can wield vast amounts of spiritual energy, called Ryoku, and exert it offensively in the form of spiritual pressure, or Reiatsu.
Okay, that's a lot of big words.
While Shinigami are invisible, they are not intangible and can be touched by normal people. This was stated in chapter 9 of the manga though the Viz translation mistakenly says otherwise.
But all it really means is he's a super-powered ghost with an epic sword. So his spirit aura is so strong, he can stun lock foes, crushing them under his own power. Even fatally.
He controls spirit matter in and around him.
Powers and arsenal. Immense Ryokuyo. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, these Japanese words. Reiatsu, pressure, Reikaku sensing. Get to go tensing. Oh, I've heard that word before. Shinigami skills. Zengetsu, Shanpo Hakuda. Reishi manipulation. Flight, blue vein, Zengetsu. Fusion of Shikigami and hollow powers. So this is one of those multiple power systems. Interesting. Quincy Zengetsu, manifestation of Quincy powers. I don't know what
hardening his skin for defense and leaping off of invisible footholds in the air. Paired with speed-boosting skills like Shunpo, he can virtually fly.
Say goodbye to the kid who beat up bullies for their lunch money. And hello to the town's new superhero, with fellow Ghostbusters, Orihime, Chad, and Uryu. Plus Rukia, it was the Shinigami's job to tear Hollows a new hole.
While balancing responsibilities at school, of course. GPA comes first, and maybe a round or two of tech.
But it wouldn't be possible without his Shinigami blade, a Zanpakuto. It's basically a superpowered spirit that's physically a sword. Ghost Sword!
Though strangely, Ichigo's sword is composed of two distinct spirits, both named Zangetsu, which isn't confusing at all.
Just call him Old Man Zangetsu and Hollow Zangetsu. Anyway, the double Ghost Sword gives Ichigo lots of new moves, including his trademark attack, the Sword Beam to end all sword beams, Getsuga Tensho!
Getsuga Tensho is incredibly powerful, and so effective that Ichigo developed multiple variants. He can fire it as a wave, detonate it mid-attack to act as a barrier, and combine two at once into the even stronger Getsuga Jujisho.
To cut even the biggest hollows down to size, Ichigo was ridiculously strong, even from frame 1.
He can make giant shockwaves and parry spiritual light beams from a Menos Grande. And these aren't fake, slower-than-light lasers. Guidebooks confirm they're real light, and the novels say so too.
Plus,
okay, so he's FTL, that's fine.
Early on,
other FTL feats include Aranero dodging sunlight, lieutenants dodging negation beams, Nanao evading Lily Barrow's light of judgment, and Letote dodging Yulwak's Oswahlen. I don't know what any of that means. I don't remember Yusuke having any light speed feats, but I'm sure they're there.
Ryu moves so fast that he left his own shadow behind.
But as Ichigo became more involved with the Soul Society, he quickly found that he wasn't good enough.
This Byakuya guy's so fast, Ichigo can't even see him. Time for a good old-fashioned training arc. Hit the music!
Until now, Zangetsu had operated only in its base state, Shikai. So Ichigo learned to release its inner power, a 10 times boost that takes most Shinigami a decade to master. Bankai! In Bankai, his speed skyrocketed, letting him turn the tables on douchebag Byakuya. Even in Shikai, he blocked an attack that could destroy the whole friggin' Soul Society. Because Ichigo's greatest gift is his
Shushike manifests 2 Zanpakuto. Getsuga forms Chushikai, manifesting 2 Zanpakuto Getsuga Jushisho. Half Hollow, fusion of Shinigami, Hollow, and Quincy powers. High speed regeneration. Sero Cresciente. True Bankai. Tensa Zangetsu. 5 to 10 times stat boosts. Other forms. Hollow Mask, Full Hollow, Full Bring, Shiki, and Bankai. Skullclad. Final Getsuga Tensho. Mugetsu. You see, this is a lot. This is Dragon Ball levels.
Potential to improve.
But despite
still
only
being a teenager, he mastered swordsmanship well enough to thrash experts who had been training for centuries. He can quickly adapt to new weapons and styles mid-fight, surpassing his limits time and time again.
Like when he took on Catboy Grimjow. He was getting clamped, but as soon as he heard Orihime cheering him on, that was all he needed to smash that kitty.
You mean Grimjow, right?
Yeah, but even with that main character energy, Ichigo couldn't match Big...
It's like jokes like that make me want to stop watching Death Battle, because that was the funniest thing I ever seen.
Bad Aizen. With just a finger, Aizen stopped Ichigo's Bankai and his theme song. Rude!
Ichigo needed to tap into his unexplained hollow power. Except Hollow Zangetsu wasn't going to make it easy.
Old Man Zang's pretty chill, but this guy's a menace.
Still, Ichigo needed his help and conjured a hollow mask to expand his power. But this meant the hollow within only grew stronger.
Masked up, he can fire lasers, bypass super senses, and heal lost limbs. But piss him off enough, and he'll go full hollow. And you really don't want that.
Hollowification exceeds even Bankai, and was enough to crush Ukiura in a battle that shook all of Hueco Mundo, the world of hollows.
Full Hollow Ichigo could even tear through all 3 layers of hell.
But with help from his secret Shinigami father, Ichigo continued to train for months in the Dangai, a corridor between dimensions, until he was finally ready to challenge Aizen.
Challenge is an understatement. He manhandled Aizen, shattered.
Aizen has evolved to threaten the Soul King, a deity whose power stabilizes the three realms. Well, Yusuke fought Toguro, so I don't know. I don't know if the Soul King guy is really that impressive. That Aizen can, that the Aizen being able to defeat that guy is even a feat. So I don't know. Like Yusuke, just that guy. I don't know.
Mountains with sheer aura and flexed so hard he smashed out of the black coffin, which crushes space like a mini black hole.
And yet, it still wasn't enough. So by becoming Getsuga itself, Ichigo unleashed his ultimate attack, Mugetsu, defeating Aizen at the cost of all his power.
He might have saved everyone, but now it was back to Normieville.
Ichigo never truly realized until then just how much being a Shinigami meant to him. The power to protect others, his drive, his pride in himself was gone. He would give anything to get it back.
And he did, thanks to a surprise assist from Rukia. Boom! Shinigami again!
Just in time for a 1,000-year blood war with a final endgame boss, Yhwach,
who planned to end everything. And while other Shinigami tried their best, only Ichigo was special enough to pull it off.
His father was a Shinigami. His mother was a member of the ancient Quincy's and possessed by a Hollow. Hence, his two Zanpakuto spirits, one Quincy, the other Hollow and Shinigami, made Ichigo a perfect union to break Yhwach's plan.
So he has all the special bloodlines, like every single one of them. It's like, this feels like Deku vs. Miles, where it's so unfair. Like,
finally, Ichigo understood himself,
say.
fully unifying with both Zanpakuto spirits within. With that came a new Shikai and two new Zanpakuto.
True Shikai! If you thought Ichigo was strong before, oh boy!
Sliced through the chains of Wow, blocked the world-destroying Soyoku, casually reacted to Seros and Balas, parried Byakuya's hundreds of millions of cuts, crushed Ulcura's Lanza del Relampago, shattered Aizen's Hado 90, I thought Aizen died. Kura Hitsugi, match-soaking Yhwach's realm-ending power, defeated Renji Kenpachi, Byakuya, Grimmjow, Urahara, Aizen, Ginjo, and Yhwach.
The strongest Shinigami alive! They're dead. Undead? Yeah.
Stronger than Kenpachi, who could split the Dangai in half. Stronger than Senjumaru, who shook heaven and earth across the realms. And strong enough to match Yhwach.
Yhwach stated Yhwach stated true Shikai Ichigo regained the power he used to defeat Aizen, insinuating that he reached or surpassed his prior peak.
Even after he absorbed the Soul King.
Juiced up with Soul King power, Yhwach could nuke all three realms, the human world, Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo, plus the Dangai and Garganta in between, which have a bunch of pocket dimensions sprinkled in. Hell, just the Soul King's corpse sent a shockwave across all the realms.
And it's not a
Are we saying this guy is universal, multiversal even? Like last time I scaled Yusuke. Was like planetary. It's not fair, bro.
Matter of disrupting the flow of souls, Yhwach was going to end everything through sheer power alone.
But Ichigo still wasn't done powering up,
entering a new half-hollow form and merging his Getsuga Tensho with a mighty hollow attack, the Gran Ray Sero,
making a giant crescent slash that rips through space itself.
All that power culminating in his true Bankai, a power so great, even Yhwach was scared of it.
Joke's on you! Ichigo didn't even need it! You're done!
Ichigo was finally content, and 10 years later, he remains a Shinigami, having found the courage to stand on the edge of life and death, conquer his fears, and walk
This music
onward.
is fire, bro.
Most teenagers have no idea what they want to do with their life. However, that was hardly a problem for juvenile delinquent Yusuke Urameshi, because
The GOAT, greatest to ever do it. The best spirit detective in all of human history. I don't know what other titles he has. He beat Togoro, the only dude to ever do it. He beat his predecessor. No diff. Easy. Like, Ichigo stands no chance.
He only ever wanted to do one thing.
Throw hands!
Like, I don't know why
it don't matter who the ups are. Be they whip.
Yusuke Urameshi, 18 years old, 5'8", 172 centimeters, trained by Genkai, also another goat. Occupation, spirit detective, ramen salesman, descendant of Demon King Ryzen, likes fighting, virtual fighter. Kaiko, fights anyone, be they women, old folks, or babies. The original shonen trash talker. That's right. And that's why he's the best.
And old folk or babies, Yusuke lived to fight. It's what gave life meaning. Who cares about stupid things like friends and family?
Which is why it was so surprising when one day he threw himself in front of a speeding car to save a child, bringing that reckless life to a screeching.
The Yu Hakusho somewhat differs from the manga, particularly the ending, but expands upon the main story. So we are prioritizing the Japanese manga over the English translation. I'm guessing the translation is very different.
Truck-kun claims another victim.
But this is chapter 1 of a battle shonen, so death is hardly the end.
Surprisingly though, it wasn't a spooky skeleton in a hood who arrived to claim Yusuke's soul. It was a blue-haired anime girl on a broomstick.
This was Botan, whose job was to ferry Yusuke.
She rides an oar ferryman of the dead and all that. Like
Yusuke's newly deceased spirit off to the afterlife.
Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for him, he was such an asshole that the underworld didn't see his selfless death coming and didn't have any space prepared for him. Imagine being such a menace to society that the second you do something nice, hell itself gets caught with its pants down.
So the underworld surrogate king, Koenma, offered Yusuke an alternative. He could return to life as an agent of the afterlife, a spirit detective, solving supernatural crimes and fighting off demonic threats to humanity.
Naturally, Yusuke did what anyone would do in that situation, and told Satan Jr. to stuff it! I mean, he was never really good for anything, and no one was gonna miss him, so what's the point of coming back to life? It's not like his mom would be sad, or his childhood sweetheart Keiko would be heartbroken, or even his rival Kuwabara would shed manly tears. Oh man.
At the sight of loved ones who cared far more than he ever expected, Yusuke had a change of heart and accepted Koenma's offer, returning to life with a new purpose and a new job.
And newfound ass-kicking ability. In his quest to beat the dog shit out of demon kind, Yusuke learned to harness Reiki, or spirit energy. He's ridiculously strong, fast, and durable, heals from wounds quickly, and can see spirits invisible to mortal men.
Even early on, Yusuke could parry Suzaku's lightning arrow.
Let's check at this, bro. Immense Reiki, Spirit Gun, Spirit Shotgun, Spirit Wave, Spirit Punch, Gold Energy, Accelerating Barriers, Energy Absorption, Propelled Flight, Spiritual Witness, Mazaku Form, Immense Yoki, Demon Gun, Previously Channeled, Ryzen's Spirit. See, look at this immense, this great arsenal, this iconic piece of, like, the Spirit Gun, like this gotta be like top 5 most iconic abilities in all anime. Like, you can't even tell me, bro.
Which are formed from real
You
life.
can't tell me anything else. Like, watch. Yeah, just we're hoping that Death Battle doesn't like mess it up. Actually, based on the scaling I'm seeing, Ichigo probably wins. But we know Death Battle does some fugazi scaling, so we're hoping they put Yusuke on top. Let's go.
Lightning called down from the sky, and with the help of legendary warrior Genkai, he mastered a signature move that could blast anyone to smithereens.
My favorite shonen move ever, the Spirit Gun! At first, Yusuke had a limited number of shots, but eventually, he turned it into his personal WMD. Stronger than any weapon on Earth, he could go finger blasting around as much as he wants.
The Spirit Gun is more versatile than it appears. Yusuke can bounce it off surfaces for sneak attacks, propel himself around like a rocket in flight, and produce massive explosions with each shot.
He can twist it up for a spirit shotgun, a mighty AoE blast, or a spirit punch, where he keeps the energy stored in his fists and clobbers the hell out of you. And the spirit wave, a Kamehameha from before we uncultured Americans knew what a Kamehameha was.
Yusuke may be a punk, but he's deceptively skilled and cunning in battle.
He's not afraid to fight dirty, throwing his shoes, using sleight of hand to place cigarettes on his foe to track them in the dark.
Personally, I'd call that smart, and his hand-to-hand is A+. He's matched experts like Cabano, who's said to have mastered all forms of martial combat.
But his best secret is how quickly he improves. All it takes is a round of training or someone threatening his friends, and Yusuke's power will spike to match stronger enemies, even if it means literally burning through his own life force for a power-up.
All known demons and demon fighters are individually ranked on a scale of power from E to S.
E and D class demons are nothing special. We're talking local threats at best. C and B are getting a bit dicey in a destroy your city kind of way. A and S? Well, hold on to your ass. We're talking end of the world.
As Yusuke forged bonds with new allies, like demons Hiei and Kurama, as well as his old pal Kuwabara, he found himself facing opponents he couldn't beat, such as the monstrous Toguro, who could vaporize weaker demons and crush their souls with sheer aura.
But Yusuke needed to survive and protect his loved ones, so he had no choice but to rank up, even if it meant absorbing the power of a small star. Thanks, Genkai!
Our son had
Yes. Okay, we have some star level feats. Thank you, please. Thank you. That should be. As long as they say that all three of those realms that Ichigo shaped were like all the size of Earth, I think Yusuke can win.
has an average luminosity of 380 septillion watts, or joules per second. Small stars like red dwarfs output about 1/10,000th of that. So this spirit orb's energy per second would equal about 9 million megatons of TNT.
Enough to send Toguro to the grave.
Even after pushing past his own limits, Yusuke would still need more power to face S-class threats like Sensui, a past spirit detective gone bad, and a great measuring stick for what top-tier demons are capable of.
Sensui was so yoked he couldn't even use all his power in the human world without threatening to bring down the whole thing. He compared destroying the whole goddamn planet to kicking an anthill.
According to Genkai, Yusuke could destroy the planet too, if he really wanted. And even A-class threats like King Enma have shaken both the demon and human worlds.
That anima guy...
Based on Sensui's and Genkai's wording, they are likely referring to complete planetary destruction and not just raising the surface.
As strong as balls. In the past, he fought the Netherworld King Yakumo, who could eradicate the entire human world and remake the Netherworld.
But Yusuke's...
Who is this nigga, bro? I do not remember him. Maybe he was at the top of that like gauntlet that like Hiei, Kuwabara, Kurama, and Yusuke went on, like the first time they went to the demon world before the Dark Demon tournament. So maybe he was at the top, but I genuinely don't remember that.
Power surpassed both of them to the point where he overloaded Yakumo with his own energy. And do keep in mind, Yusuke was still only A-class at the time, a far cry from S-classes like Sensui.
Oh no! So that was after. Because Toguro was B-class, this guy was after. Then who is he? I don't remember this dude.
Power surpassed both of them to the point where he overloaded Yakumo with his own energy. And do keep in mind, Yusuke was still only A-class at the time, a far cry from S-classes like Sensui, whose sacred energy was 10 times his superior.
But not for long, sucker, because turns out Yusuke was a demon himself.
Literally. Yusuke is the descendant of an ancient and incredibly powerful being, one of the strongest in existence, Raizen, the Demon King.
With his Mizoku mark, Yusuke can channel Raizen's spirit for a huge power boost and a massive thirst for murder boost. This was his first taste of a dangerous new type of spirit energy, Yoki.
A form of energy used by demons. Like normal Reiki, it can be amplified by intense emotions. Unlike normal Reiki, its use creates a pleasurable feeling, feeding into the user's rage and bloodlust, the feral animal within.
So Yusuke upgraded his spirit gun to a demon gun. It's the same thing, but red. Oh, and it's strong enough to blast Sensui past the horizon, putting Yusuke's power firmly in S-Class.
And making him a prime candidate to rule the demon world. But as he was thrust into a tournament vying for that throne, Yusuke began to wonder if all this power was what he really wanted.
Self-reflection? From "I'll kick your ass, Yusuke Urameshi"? Nah, we can worry about that later. There's a tournament to win. Which one of you, girl, baby, or grandparents is first?
Even then, as Yusuke took on
By the Demon World Tournament, Yusuke was superior to Hiei, who survived hits from Mukuro that cut through space. I just watched the Bleach section. I don't think Ichigo has any feats like that. Yeah, Yusuke
the
obviously
Demon
on
King
top.
Yomi
Let's
in an epic
I don't know why I
final
was
battle.
doubting him
He was
earlier.
still growing. He had become far
It's
stronger
clear
than
that
before,
Yusuke
even achieving a unique
gonna
version
be-
of the Mozoku form separate from Raizen's influence.
And a brand spanking new form of power. Kinda like Sensui's sacred energy, but even better. It's so unprecedented, it doesn't even have a name, but it's golden glowy.
Strong enough to clash with Yomi, creating an explosion that split the heavens above and decimated the Okunin tree below, pushing the Demon King himself.
Winner of the Dark Tournament parried Suzaku's lightning arrows, contained the spirit robes, and withstood Togoro's demonic aura, annihilated a 10-kilometer plateau in 0.45 seconds, overloaded Yukumo's realm-ending power sphere, decimated an Okunen tree with the Demon King Yomi, defeated Hiei, Rando, Suzaku, Chu, Baken, Jin, Togoro, Sensui.
To his absolute limits.
But then, Yusuke lost. It's not all bad though. Even if being king would have been cool, Yusuke realized he wanted something more. He'd grown up and chose to walk a new path.
It was always Yusuke's connections with others that motivated him above all else. And it was in those connections that he found his happy ending.
But I wouldn't piss him off if you can avoid it. Get him in the right mood or threaten the human world, and the spirit detective will beat your stupid ass.
Long has its return been foretold, but now, finally, it is reborn.
The original Death Battle shirt that once dominated the world.
Cool. Here we go. They sense each other's presence.
That's a demon.
That's a hollow.
No doubt about it.
Yep. Right.
Spirit guide! Getsuga Tensho!
It's a nice traditional sprite fight. Cook that dog. Nah. Let's watch that again. Deflects off the back and go. Let's watch that in slow motion, just so we can see the detail. Why is my quality so low? Let's put it up. Let's get it up there, please. Okay, now let's go back. Okay, so he punches him. He hits him again in the gut. Gut checks that fool. Hits him a third time. Hits him again. He gets a jab, but easy. When we eat those, shoots. It looks like a miss, but actually was reflecting it off the sword. So he could come back and watch this. Boom, in the back. Pulls out the finger pistol. Spirit gun. And no more choke. That's why he's the GOAT, man. Truly unmatched.
Mash!
What is that?
Hollow. Chump change. Huh? Reckless idiot! What a baby! Little demon energy got you scared? Nah.
This is cool. Come on. You got this, bro.
Getsuga! Yujisho! Two at once? Damn, why didn't I think of that?
Give in to me,
I think he
Yusuke.
literally
Let's
did.
devour him together.
I think that's what the shotgun is.
Hell no!
Oh,
This is my fight, jackass! You just told me back!
he transformed first. Let's enjoy this one. Hey,
Yeesh, rude awakening. This one's a piece of work. Need a hand, partner? Let's do it. Like old times.
On time! Tensa! Kangetsu! Is that the best you can do? I can go even faster if you'd like. Hell yeah! Bring it on, asshole!
yeah, you got this one.
I'll
the
kill you
connection.
even if it kills me! I'm putting it all on the line! You better do the same! Screw that!
Do it. Push through. Push through. Push through. The music is coming to an end.
Give me a freaking break.
Damn.
See you on the other side.
Please be a fake out.
KO!
It was rigged. I don't care. It was rigged. Yusuke still got the best combo in the whole battle, though. Let's actually watch it again. No, actually. Yusuke might have won the battle, but he lost the war. So, like, who's really?
There's a lot to cover here, so let's break this down.
You, think the afterlife offers frequent flyer miles?
There's a lot to cover here, so let's break this down into 4 chapters, starting with their abilities.
Yusuke could see Ichigo no problem, and resist auras like Taguro's that are similar to Reiatsu, so Ichigo couldn't cheese a win right away.
Otherwise, Yusuke was outmatched. Sure, the Spirit Gun could potentially match the Getsuga Tensho, and he had stat-boosting forms like the Mizoku. Ichigo, however, had more varied powers, a better healing factor, greater stamina given his months of Dangai training.
And all those swords! He just had way more abilities to play with.
Likewise, speed was a fairly easy call. Yusuke could react to lightning early on, and obviously got much faster over time. Looking at this blast from his clash with Yomi, it erupted upwards at 57% the speed of light.
But Ichigo was faster than light from the start, and he's gotten faster too! He couldn't even see Byakuya at first, but blitzed him in the rematch. Plus, he's got tons of training and power-ups since then.
The Soul King Shockwave, for example, expanded across the realms at thousands of times light speed, and Ichigo reacted to attacks from Soul King Yuhabak that utilized the same power. So, Ichigo takes speed. But Yusuke's fought plenty of foes faster and more varied than him, so it's extremely important to examine their tactics and ability to adapt mid-fight.
This is kinda both their things. Ichigo has styled on guys with centuries of training and has over a decade of experience as a Shinigami. He's pretty good at figuring out new weapons and styles.
Meanwhile, Yusuke was flexible and quick to adapt, mixing cleverness with exceptional hand-to-hand. He's good enough to match Kabano, who mastered every martial art. Ichigo's decent at hand-to-hand, but it's not his go-to.
Ichigo's martial arts are comparable to his friend Tatsuki, who performed well in a national competition with a broken arm. However, this level of skill will not compare to characters like Rando and Kibano, who Yusuke,
The same way.
So,
Yusuke
both had
has
their strong
formed.
suits, with advantages on each side. It's fair to call this one a draw.
Leaving only the biggest
Bro, at this point, Yusuke has half a point. Ichigo has 2.5 points. Like, why would you make a fight such a storm? And that half a point is like arguably the least important.
winning factor, which could have superseded.
It would be heavily important if he had either speed or strength, and then the tactics would make up for the weakness of the other. But since he doesn't, then like his half a point is practically useless.
All other advantages. Power.
Between Sensui, Genkai, and Enma, Yusuke could definitely destroy the planet. Examining his sky-splitting clash with Yomi and measuring its scale, that's about 4 quadrillion megatons of TNT, which is crazy.
Similarly, mid-series Ichigo could shake Huecomundo, tear through hell,
Mid-series, you see how they're saying mid-series, bro.
and block attacks that could
This isn't
destroy the
fair.
Soul Society. But at his peak, he beat Hyuhabak, who could destroy several realms, which is far more impressive than just one.
To be fair, Yusuke also beat Yakumo, who could threaten 2 realms at the same time, pretty close to Yuhabak's threatening 3.
And Yusuke far surpassed Yakumo afterward. The gap between him and Sensui alone was 10 times. So there could be an argument for Yusuke's power surpassing Ichigo if 3 realms was truly Ichigo's limit.
Fortunately for Ichigo, it's not. Yuhabak was also gonna destroy the
The exact size of Bleach's realms is unclear, but likely larger than the realms that Yakumo threatened. Ichigo still exceeds Yusuke with even the most conservative
Garganta, which has at least
interpretations.
29 pocket dimensions inside it.
Each
But
containing
how
at
big are those
least a
pocket
planet
dimensions?
and star, much larger than Yusuke's planet-sized worlds. Plus, Ichigo
Okay,
matched
I
Hyuhabak
guess
in
they
True
are.
Shikai, without his additional boost
Yeah,
from
you might
Half
have that.
Hollow and True Bankai.
As always with
Yeah,
Death
Solar
Battle,
System
there's
level,
arguments
I
either
guess.
way. But the way we see it, even being generous with Yusuke's power and conservative with Ichigo's, the gap was just too big, giving Ichigo the final edge.
Look how
Sorry if
much
things
orange
got
is
her messy, but that's just how Ichigo
I can't even read. Those puns were fine.
goes.
The winner is Ichigo Kurosaki.
Next
Yeah.
time on Death
Okay,
Battle.
who's next? So 90s. This is old. Who is it? Metal Sonic? Cell?
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for
Is it like classic Metal Sonic or because if it's modern Metal Sonic, then I don't like Cell's gone. Like the Sonic series, the scales are so high. Actually, editor, put these videos on screen. Like, bro, it's insane. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. Actually, I know why they thought this was a good idea, because I'm guessing the Death Battle cast episode on this got a good response, so.
watching.
The fight will be cool.
Battle
though.
is back, and so is our new tabletop gaming channel, Nightly Brew. We've got everything on there from Uno to Dungeons & Dragons, and a very special, all-new Blood on the Clock.
Alright, guys. Our boy lost. It's tough, but we get through it. Next time he'll do better. Not him, but our side, because I'm a Metal Sonic fan. So next time we will do better. See you in like 2 months. We'll see you in like a month or 2. Okay. Bye.